Sure, but I'm here because of the scenario where he may not assert that privilege.
Right, exactly, and that's why I'm saying all your cases that you showed were the opposite, where they did assert the privilege.
Well, it is a unique situation.
Right, and I understand you might have some issues with a former employee, and you have some avenues to go deal with that.
Another courtroom drama happened on day 22 of the trial when a lawyer representing TMZ tried to intervene during the testimony of their former employee, which people found very suspicious. This is why Johnny's team is giving all they got to bring this TMZ employee to the witness stand in order to debunk more allegations from Amber's side. Seems like Judge Azcarate got intrigued enough and slammed the intervention from the TMZ lawyer and allowed Johnny's witness to share what he knows about the true happenings relating to the controversial cabinet video, and this might just completely turn the case upside down. So, how did Judge Azcarate rule with regards to the intervention? And did she just allow a key witness for Johnny to testify? Let's find out, okay? So everyone was waiting for this former TMZ employee to take the witness stand, and when he was about to do just that, he was stopped by Heard's lawyer for a motion to intervene in the groups of protecting the relationship between reporters and their sources, but Judge Azcarate was looking very doubtful in the get-go.
Tobin from the law firm of Ballard Spahr.
Yes,
here
sir.
representing TMZ, which is the publisher of news and entertainment for the celebrity and entertainment industry. And Your Honor, we're seeking to intervene simply to protect the relationship between reporters and their sources when it comes to reporting news in the public interest.
Like she knows something is up.
And certainly, Your Honor, the purported testimony, the proffered testimony of a former employee of TMZ who purports to be in a position to disclose confidential information learned during the operation of journalism, during his work as a journalist, is a germane issue that is being raised in this case. And Your Honor,
Most people think the same thing and find the sudden intervention sus, as if Amber's side is desperate to get Johnny's witness out of the courtroom to prevent him from spilling the tea about Amber and the closet video TMZ released. Judge Azcarate proceeded by pointing out the flaws in the lawyer's arguments, saying how the cases he presented as evidence of his intervention cannot be applied to the present case, mainly because the former TMZ employee wasn't forced to testify. He wants to testify, and that makes all the difference.
But if the witness, in all the cases, and I reviewed the cases that you had, in those cases the witness was compelled to testify and came and was forced to testify, so there was an issue about the privilege of the witness. It's my understanding in this case this witness wants to testify and is not under subpoena.
he has been.
The TMZ lawyer tried to argue, but Judge Azcarate was not having it. Watch how the judge addresses his issues.
I have a copy of a subpoena that was entered last night compelling Mr. Tremaine to give testimony in this case. And so he is coming under a compulsion under subpoena.
Well, and if he takes a stand and he asserts some sort of privilege, then that's something I will deal with at that time.
Sure, but I'm here because of the scenario where he may not assert that privilege.
Right, exactly, and that's why I'm saying all your cases that you showed were the opposite, where they did assert the privilege.
Ultimately, Ben Chu delivered a rebuttal to the intervention, skillfully lining his defense with what the judge just said earlier.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'd like to begin where Your Honor began. As a threshold matter, the court should deny TMZ's motion to intervene. Intervention is not appropriate for the reasons suggested in Your Honor's questions. As Your Honor is well aware, intervention is only appropriate with leave of court where a third party seeks to, quote, file a pleading to intervene as a plaintiff or as a defendant to assert any claim or defense germane to the subject matter of the proceeding, unquote.
However, Heard's team was not backing down so easily, which really made this intervention questionable. I mean, if they don't have anything to hide, they can just let the TMZ employee testify and crush his testimonies during the cross-examination. Elaine didn't do any of that and presented more arguments as to why the intervention they are filing should be approved.
Your Honor, I would like to weigh in from just a different perspective,
Okay.
and that is because we're trying to deal with some important issues of privilege, etc. But
Again, the judge wasn't very amused and told her to just sit down.
Ms. Berhoff, I understand all that argument. Do you have any argument as to this particular motion?
no, my
Okay, well, then we can address
well,
you.
my point is, though, if you balance the prejudice versus the probative value, I don't even see how he can come in on foundation or hearsay or relevance.
That's just not part of this motion at this time.
Ultimately, the judge denied the motions and allowed the witness was allowed to testify on behalf of Johnny, which obviously didn't please Amber or her lawyers, since we all know that what he is going to testify about will hurt their case one way or another.
And while breaches of contract must be taken seriously, and the court does, any alleged breach is not germane to the underlying litigation here. That contractual action has no bearing on this case and is thus not germane to this litigation. Therefore, I'll deny the non-party EHM Productions motion to intervene.
Thank you, Your Honor.
How about you? Do you think the intervention was rightfully denied, and did Johnny Depp just call in a key witness? Let us know in the comments below.